In the sweltering desert, under the relentless sun, Job's world crumbled. His family, his wealth, his health, everything he held dear, was stripped away in a series of catastrophic events. Yet, in the midst of his despair, Job refused to curse God. Instead, he clung to his integrity and demanded an audience with the divine, seeking answers to the profound questions of suffering and justice. This is the essence of the Book of Job, a tale that has puzzled and inspired readers for centuries. The book's climax, where God speaks to Job from the whirlwind, is a moment of intense drama and ambiguity. Through this exchange, the book challenges our understanding of divine justice and human suffering, leaving us with more questions than answers. The Book of Job is a profound exploration of the human condition, particularly the problem of why the righteous suffer. The story begins with Job, a man described as blameless and upright, whose life is a testament to his faith and virtue. However, in a cosmic wager with the Satan, God allows Job to be tested. Job loses his children, his wealth, and his health. Yet he does not renounce his faith. Instead, he cries out to God, demanding an explanation for his suffering. Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, try to comfort him, but their comfort is rooted in a simplistic understanding of divine justice. If you suffer, you must have sinned. Job rejects their counsel, insisting that he has done nothing to deserve such torment. The narrative builds to a crescendo when God finally speaks to Job from the whirlwind. This moment is both awe-inspiring and unsettling. God does not answer Job's questions directly. Instead, he confronts Job with a series of rhetorical questions that highlight the vast gulf between human and divine knowledge and power. God asks, "Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding." Job chapter 38, verses 4. These questions are not meant to provide answers, but to underscore the limits of human comprehension. God's speech is a display of his sovereignty and majesty, a reminder that the ways of the divine are beyond human grasp. However, the way God speaks to Job is not without its own ambiguities. Unlike other biblical encounters, such as the burning bush where God clearly identifies himself to Moses, God does not explicitly reveal his identity to Job. The voice from the whirlwind is powerful and authoritative, but it is also enigmatic. This ambiguity adds a layer of complexity to the narrative, making it difficult to discern whether the voice is truly God or some other divine presence. The lack of clear identification forces Job and the reader to grapple with the nature of the divine and the nature of faith itself. Job's response to God's speech is equally ambiguous. In his first reply, Job acknowledges his insignificance and chooses silence. "See, I am of small worth. What can I answer you? I clap my hand to my mouth. I have spoken once and will not reply, twice and will do so no more." Job chapter 40, verses 4 to 5. This response can be interpreted in multiple ways. On one hand, it may be seen as a humble acknowledgement of God's power and a recognition of his own limitations. On the other hand, it can be read as a defiant refusal to engage with what he perceives as an unjust and incomprehensible divine authority. Job's Silence is a form of resistance, a way of maintaining his integrity in the face of what he sees as divine indifference or cruelty. The second part of Job's response, found in Job chapter 42, verses 2 to 6, is even more complex. Here, Job quotes God's words and offers a commentary that is open to interpretation. He says, "I know that thou canst do all things, and that no purpose of thine can be thwarted. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore the first have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know." Job chapter 42, verses 2 to 3. This passage can be read as a confession of ignorance and a recognition of God's omnipotence. However, it can also be seen as an ironic commentary on the futility of human attempts to understand the divine. By quoting God's words, Job is subtly challenging the divine authority, suggesting that his earlier words were indeed wonderful and perhaps more insightful than he initially realized. The ambiguity in Job's response is a reflection of the larger themes of the book. Job's story is not a straightforward tale of divine justice and human suffering. Instead, it is a complex exploration of faith, doubt, and the human quest for meaning in the face of inexplicable adversity. The book raises more questions than it answers, leaving the reader to grapple with the same dilemmas that Job faces. Is God just? If so, why do the righteous suffer? Is faith possible in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary? In the end, God restores Job's fortunes, giving him new wealth, new children, and a long life. This restoration is often seen as a vindication of Job's faith and a resolution to his suffering. However, the restoration does not answer the fundamental questions raised by the book. Instead, it seems to suggest that the relationship between God and humanity is one of mystery and trust. The book of Job teaches us that faith is not about having all the answers, but about maintaining one's integrity and trust in the face of the unknown. In conclusion, the book of Job is a profound and complex exploration of the human condition. Through the story of Job's suffering and his encounter with the divine, the book challenges our understanding of justice, faith, and the nature of God. The ambiguity in God's speech and Job's response leaves us with more questions than answers. But it also invites us to engage with these questions in a deeper and more meaningful way. The book of Job is a testament to the enduring human quest for meaning and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity.